Hi everybody, welcome to the trending stream here on the World Wide Web. Please subscribe and click and hit that bell to get the latest video notifications. In other words, whenever I do a brand new video, you should be notified. And if you're not getting the notifications, again, refresh this channel. I'm going to be working hard to create brand new content on this platform here, because again, my backup channel, they're destroying that. They destroyed my original channel, and so now I'm here on the trending stream, giving it to you raw, connecting the dots, putting it together. And I want to thank everybody who's clicked that bell, that subscribed, and sharing these videos worldwide. And we have some jaw-dropping news, some breaking news, whatever you want to call it. Of course, this is something that has been going on for quite a while, which they took out many of the information that I had on this subject, where George Floyd, they say, was taken out, murdered by Derek Chauvin. I call him Chauvinist. Well, today he was sentenced. We're going to talk about how many years he got. Was it justice? We're going to get into all that here today. And please share these videos to the rest of your friends and families, guys. They need to see the truth and the reality of this rigged world. Hey, Jacqueline, how you guys doing? Donovan, thank you guys for coming aboard. George Floyd was an American man that was murdered by a police officer. We know when it happened, how it happened. It happened last year, May 30th, in the midst of, Corona and all these things going on, the C-19, 2020. And, it hit world news. I can't breathe. He was kneeled on for a couple of times. Here he was, the cop that just got sentenced, Chauvinist, I'll just call him that, went on his neck for 9 minutes, 2 and 29 seconds. Now, folks, I talked about this in my videos. The Illuminati love numerology, the occultism, and all these things. I've talked about that. It was on my old show, and they took it out. So 9 minutes, so 9, when the occult, they do everything in reverse. A 9, you would reverse, it would be a 6. And then 2 9s. You see a 2 in front of the 9. So what you have here is 2 9s again. 2 and 2 9s would be another 2 9s, would be 9 9, reverse them. So you'd have 6 6. So 6 6 6 in numerology. Here he died on the street of the intersection of Chicago Avenue, East 38th Street, May 30th. So you have the dualistic numbers here, 3 3 in the numerology there. And we're going to get into some more. I'm just putting this out there. Now let's see, how many years did Derek Chauvinist get? Let me read you a couple of the stories, and I'll let you hear the video play, because you're going to see more Illuminati numbers. Derek Chauvin, or Chauvinist, is denied motion for a new trial after his lawyers claimed jury misconduct just hours before Minneapolis cop sentence for the killing of George Floyd. Derek Chauvinist, whatever, 45, was sentenced later today for murdering George Floyd. Hours before sentencing, Judge Peter denied the defense motion of a new trial. Chauvinist's lawyer has argued that he was deprived of a fair trial because prosecutors and jury misconduct and errors in the law at trial. Legal experts have predicted that the judge will have had hand down a 25-year sentence or so forth and so on. The former Minneapolis police, 45, was again found guilty in all these things. So there he is. He went, he basically, I guess he talked to the family or whatever here. Hopefully I'll get some video here on that. So that was earlier today. So they were trying to say, hey, they want to stop him from getting sentenced, but he did. And so now Chauvin basically talked. He said this: I hope things will give you peace of mind. Derek Chauvin offers his condolences to Floyd's family at his sentence after George George's 7-year-old daughter, Gina, gives heartbreaking victim impact statement. Derek is being again sentenced, which let me just show you what he said here, and I will show you that here in a second. Chauvin was found guilty on April. Man, my phone is blowing up. I guess it's all the news for this story here. Let me take down the sound here. Okay. So anyway, what they had, Chauvin basically said he was sorry to the family, condolence. He had his suit on here. His daughter talked about, George Floyd's little daughter talked about it. I could play it here if you want. Let me play that, and then I'll tell you how many years he got. You guys probably already know before watching this video, but I'm going to connect some more dots here in a second. Actually, just go here. All right, so this just all broke. All this news just broke right now. So anyway, you had the family. The family was talking and stuff like that. Immediately, my life changed forever. George's brothers and all that, wiping tears. The child. Okay, so all this came about. And so then there is the how many years did he get? So here we go. This just happened a couple of minutes ago. If you don't know, here is the verdict here.
What the case is, or what the sentence is not based on.
Oh, hold on. Right here.
But at the same time, I want to
There you go. Let's go back.
What the case is, or what the sentence is not based on, is emotion.
Yes, it is.
Or sympathy.
Yes, it is.
But at the same time, I want to acknowledge the deep and tremendous pain that all the families are feeling, especially the Floyd family. You have our sympathies. And I acknowledge and hear the pain that you are feeling. I acknowledge the pain not only of those in this courtroom, but the Floyd family who are outside this courtroom and other members of the community. It has been painful throughout Hennepin County, throughout the state of Minnesota, and even the country. But most importantly, we need to recognize the pain of the Floyd family. I'm not going to attempt to be profound or clever because it's not the appropriate time. I'm not basing my sentence also on public opinion. I'm not basing it on any attempt to send any messages. A trial court judge, the job of a trial court judge is to apply the law to specific facts and to deal with individual cases. And so, Mr. Chauvin, as to count one, based on the verdict of the jury, finding you guilty of unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony under Minnesota Statute 609.19 subdivision 2 paren 1, it is the judgment of the court that you now stand convicted of that offense. Pursuant to Minnesota Statute section 609.04, counts 2 and 3 will remain unadjudicated as they are lesser offenses of count 1.
2 and 3, again, 2 and 3. Again, remember Illuminati numbers. You have LeBron James, 23. You have Jordan, 23. The 2 and the 3, remember, whenever you put in the occult, this is how these people play the game, you put a number in front. So if I say 5-3, so then that would be 5 3s. 2-3. 2-3 is 33. Again, Freemason. This is what controls the system. Remember, in the courts, right? It's a court. It's like when you go play basketball, you play on a basketball court, a tennis court. It's a game. If this wasn't recorded the way that it was, this guy wouldn't probably get what he's getting now. What the judge was saying, oh, this isn't my opinion or whatever. BS, it is. Okay, and I believe this was all set up anyway. If you don't want to believe in the physical realm, at least in the spiritual realm, there are spiritual entities that are working to control this world. So you heard him say 23. Again, more of the numbers. And you're going to hear how many months or years did he get, which is another Illuminati number connecting the dots. But let's listen. Let's finish this up. And also, he doesn't even say the years. He says months, which is BS, but let's listen in, finish this up.
As sentenced for count 1, the court commits you to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections for a period of 270 months. That's 270. That is a 10-year addition to the presumptive sentence of 150 months. This is based on your abuse of a position of trust and authority, and also the particular cruelty shown to George Floyd. You are granted credit for 199 days already served. Pay the mandatory surcharge of $78 to be paid from prison wages. You're prohibited from possessing firearms, ammunition, or explosives for the remainder of your life. Provide a DNA sample as required by law. Register as a predatory offender as required by law. And then you will receive a copy of the order and also the attached memorandum explaining the court's analysis. Anything further from the state?
If this needs to be said, we just ask that it be executed forthwith.
Defendant is remanded to the custody of the sheriff to be transported back to the DOC or whichever custody is currently holding him.
All right. So he said it in months, which is confusing.
Thank you. We are adjourned.
He said it in months. But throughout the months that he got, basically what he got right here, breaking news, Derek Chauvinist is sentenced 22 and a half years in prison for murder of George Floyd. Remember, dualistic numbers, 2, Illuminati. Whenever you put dualistic numbers, you give it an energy, okay? So that's what he got. He got 22 years. He was sentenced today. All there. Chauvin spoke briefly. He said, there are going to be some other information in the future that will be interesting. So Chauvin has said this. This is kind of like also, what did he mean? He goes, there's going to be some information in the future of interest, and I hope things will give you peace of mind. Now, we don't know what he meant by that. That was very, very cryptic. I ask all the time, whatever. So anyway, his daughter, I ask about him all the time. Gina said, I was asking how did my dad get hurt? I want to play with him. They left that. The brother said my life was changed. Chauvin's mother, Caroline, made a surprise appearance and said that you're sentencing my son, you're sentencing me, which was a little upsetting. And they were asking for the maximum, but he got 22 years. And a lot of people were looking for at least 30. But remember the dualistic number. When we look at Minneapolis, again, when we're looking at the symbolism and the energies of the fallen angels and the dark energies, Minneapolis is what? The Twin City. What is a twin? 2 twins. He got 22 years, symbolic. The area for Minneapolis is 6,364, and the lowest elevation is 660 feet. Take the first number, 6, and then the lowest here, 666 again. But, people go, Sonny, you're just reaching for numbers. Okay, you can say whatever you want, but he got 22 years. The twins, the 2, again, more of the dualistic 22, 2, more of the agendas. Remember that the media isn't telling you about the predictive programming in the movie. And I talked about this in the Captain America movie. There were multiple symbols, and this movie came out years before the pandemic and the C virus and all of these things, right? Here you see again, by George, we did it, right? George Washington, but is it George Floyd? And then here you see the corona, and then you see like the virus right there, guys. We live in a world, again, you may not want to believe this, that's on you, but we live in a spiritual realm. The elitists bow down to the dark energies, all right? This is how the game is played, and I believe nothing happens by accident, okay? That's the reality of this world, and I talked about all of these symbols. Now, there was another thing, notice here too, the eagle or, the phoenix. This could be a representation of what? The New World Order. When we look at George Floyd, what was it? I can't breathe, right? I can't breathe was the anthem of 2020 with the C virus, the masks, right? The ventilators. And of course, the media is not picking up that George Floyd literally worked with chauvinists at a nightclub. And even here in this picture, and I've talked about this, that here you see the corona, like corona. This could be like a symbol of whatever, but here you can see the aliens. Remember, he worked with Chauvin in a nightclub scenario. Here you see him. He was a big guy. They worked at a nightclub together in Minneapolis. But of course, the media is not talking about that. Why? Because then, that would blow the roof off everything. This may have been a vendetta. They may have known each other. Remember that Derek said, he said there's going to be something, there's going to be some other information in the future that will be interesting. That's what Chauvin said before they sentenced him. So what is that? Guys, we live in a cryptic world. All right. Also remember, again, you can't breathe, the dualistic numbers, the movie, the Captain America, all of these things. Again, this is what they call divide and conquer. How many riots happen, all of these things. And what they want, what the elitists want that worship Lucifer, the fallen angels, these secret societies, and all these things, they want us together. So then what they can do is herding. It's like the ranchers will herd the sheep or the animals, whatever, the cattle. That's what they think of us. They think of us as cattle. So they want us all together. I did a video on The Truth Never Sleeps, June 10th, right? And in that video, I talked about how all of a sudden we got all these things, they want to make all of these, gather us together and the slaves and oh, look here, we have to bow down to them. And they also made the George Floyd statues, right, that same week or whatever, to bow down, right? This is what they want. They kneel. What do? They kneel in solidarity. That's bowing down to the leaders, the Illuminati. They want that. The BLM, the bowing down. Why would you bow down if he was kneeled on his throat? This is all systematic, guys. I'm telling you, nothing happens in this world by accident. Juneteenth, all of this stuff. Of course, they erected all of these statues. And what were people doing? They were bowing down to the statues. And remember that George Floyd was a criminal. He was, again, was it sad that he died the way that he did? If he did die, okay, I get it. But it is what it is. This is all systematic. And why is this? Do you think that they want the system, because they're racist as hell. They don't like anybody. They don't even like themselves because it's the fallen angels, and the fallen angels hate humanity, right? Do you think they want to give freedoms? There's no freedoms in this world. The only way of freedom is getting born again through Christ, right? It's divide and conquer. And so what they want us to gather together, remember, the cattle, and where they will again chip us. Just like they take the cattle and they prong it or whatever, they mark it, the mark of the beast. This is what's happening right now. And this is the reality. And they're making this guy a hero when he's not a hero. He was high on meth. Again, they show his daughter. And again, I don't mean to be mean. But where was he? Where was he? Was he with his daughter? Was he with the mother of the daughter? No, he wasn't. Let's be honest. Okay? It is what it is. The reality is this is how they played the game, and it's to enslave us, and we need to be smarter than that. In the background, when he was at the bar, right, you see the corona, you see the alien. Notice here, the alien, one of the listeners told me about that. And what are the aliens? The aliens are the fallen angels. This is what's controlling this world through the spiritual realm. The fallen angels, the aliens, we've talked, I turned on the news today, they were talking about UFOs, right? They're going to bring in these aliens or whatever. And it's all to enslave us. This is the reality. We need to be unified. Yes, every color and creed, again, through the blood of Christ. That is the truth of Christ. This is who we should be now kneeling down and repenting of our sins, guys. So there it is, connecting some dots, putting it all together once again for everybody. The Twin Cities, Minneapolis. He got 22 years. 2-2 again is the energy, just like 9/11, 2 1s. Okay, this is all part of the system, guys. Let's get unified. The only true way of unification is truly loving one another. The Bible says, love thy neighbor, love thy brother and sister, love thy enemy, and again, getting unified through Christ. That's the reality. And that's the truth, guys. So there you go. Again, I want to also say prayers to Miami. The condo that got destroyed, that was kind of jacked up. Right now they're saying over 100 people died on that tragedy, which is weird as well. Never have I seen a building fall and collapse like that. They said that it was sinking. I guess maybe there was a sinkhole or something. But anyway, we need to pray as well for the people in Miami and these people that lost. This was the building that collapsed 2 days ago and into the rubble. What is happening here, guys? We live in a fallen world, bottom line. That's it. And we need to get one with the Most High. So there's my take on everything that's going on with the George Floyd, thing, the 22 years. It is what it is. He should have got more. We know that. But this is how the system is played. Yes, it reminds us of 9/11, happily married. God bless your sister. I made you as your moderator. Don't worry. Jacqueline, God bless you. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I'm praying for you guys. Again, everything is happening. But again, we need to be stronger in the faith. Guys, thank you for watching. Please share these videos. Please tell people about what is going on in the world. We live in a script. We live in an illusion. And the system is being played to enslave us. But the only true freedom and the only way to break out of this system is by getting born again. Thank you.